Welcome to yet another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principles. My name is Kamalneet Singh. I'm a mindset coach, a TEDx speaker, and author of an upcoming book called The Extraordinary Kids. And I welcome you all the viewers, all the parents, all the viewers to yet another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principles, a parenting project. I always say this, I never fail to say this, that every father is a Superman and every mother is a superwoman, and conscious parenting is their true superpower. In my journey over the last 10 years, having worked with teachers, kids, and parents, I've realized that if parenting can be taken care of in the right way, it solves a lot of problems and makes the most cherished relationship, that is between a parent and a child, a beautiful one. And to help you and to help all the viewers like you, all the parents out there, to make this journey a wonderful one, we have some brilliant educators who are contributing to this initiative from across the world. And I'm very happy that they say that we do not have to make all the mistakes by ourselves, because we don't live long enough to make all the mistakes. So it's important that we learn from the experiences of others, and sometimes maybe from the mistakes of others. And in this case, we have very experienced people and educators who will share their experience with you, so that your journey of parenting becomes a beautiful one. And this is a special episode. We have somebody who is very special with us today, and you might want to know that who do we have with us today. Now we have with us today Mr. Raj Kumar Sharma, who is the principal of Nimawat International School, Jaipur, a school who has earned a lot of reputation for all the initiatives which are being undertaken in the school. And it's my honor and a privilege that we have Mr. Sharma with us. Now, before we go ahead, I'll give you a little background about him, so you know a little bit more about your guest. So he has been serving in the education community for the last 29 years, which is almost 3 decades. And he's somebody who has worked for the enrichment of teachers, and he's very particular about making teachers tech savvy by promoting the latest technologies. He has worked with institutions like Birla Public School, Pilani, Satyog, and Delhi Public School. An honorary advisor of SPA, SPAA, Joint Secretary, Haryana State Private Schools. He's also a recipient of several national and international awards like Rashtriya Saraswati Puruskar, Lifetime Gold Medal, Rashtriya Shiksha Jyoti Award, Atal Bihari Vajpayee Avantika National Principal Award, Best Principal of Haryana Award by SOF, South Asia Education Summit Award 2017 for Green Concept, Dr. ABJ Abdul Kalam Best Principal Award. Now, he's somebody who is known for his initiative towards the Green School, a concept to create awareness towards environment, working on a value system called Sanskars. He believes in the holistic development of students and has written various articles for reputed magazines like Teacher, Progressive Teacher, Digital Learning, Leaders Speak, and many more. And the beauty is that all that he has done, all that he has achieved, he gives the credit, all of it, he gives all the credit to his mother, who motivated him to be a good teacher. It's an honor and a privilege for us to have you with us on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kamaljeet, and thank you for the introduction. And I'm telling you, this is my privilege. This is why I think I feel honored. You can say, with you, and I'm helping, you can say, the parents. And I think being a parent and you can say today the grandparent, I feel naturally, no doubt, to bring up the child, the parents' role is very important. And in that one, I think the parenting, the issue you have taken, the topic you have taken, it is a wonderful one. Because I think for everything, the training is there. But I think we have taken everything granted. We are the parent, and for parenting, there is no such type of training, no such type of, I think I should say the counseling, no such type of, I think the syllabus is there. So ultimately, who's responsible for that? So I think in education sector, so we educators, we have to take initiative, and you are the part of that. And we are not, I think, helping the parent. We are simply, I think, with the parent, whatever I think we are supposed to do together. So that will be, I think, much easy to brought up the child in a right way. So that I think we can say it is a part of, we can say, our education. I think this part is there. It is not something special one. Yes, separately we are going for parenting sessions. No, it is the part of, you can say, the regular curriculum is there. Regular, you can say, I think the routine process is there. I think you put in a very right way. If as a parent, if we are doing the parenting job in a perfect way, so I think we are making the child ready for the future.
Yes,
So I think as a parent, our job is to make the child future ready. I think
correct. And
we
that's
start.
very well put. I think as parents, all the parents out there, all the parents watching this, our primary role is to ensure that our kids are future ready, because you may like it, you may not like it, but the future might be uncertain. So it's our job to ensure that our kids are future ready. Now, so before we go ahead, uh, our viewers got to know you professionally, but I would want to have a surprise element to the entire introduction of yours, wherein all the viewers can get to know you a little personally as well. So what I'm going to do is, now this is unannounced, but it's coming randomly to you right now. I'm going to do a random round with you, and I'm going to throw some questions with two words, and you have to choose one of them, and that becomes a rapid fire. And so the audience can get to know a little more on a personal note. So are you ready, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Got that. So mountains or beaches?
The mountain is always, I think, the best one. We are supposed
Wonderful.
to.
So mountains. And summers or winters?
It is the winter is best one.
Winters. Got that. So I think so we share that common opinion out there. So Bollywood or Hollywood?
I think we should go for the Bollywood one.
Bollywood. Got that. Tea or coffee?
It is, I think, is better.
Is better. I'll share with the audience also. Somebody had asked me once in one of the interviews, and they had given me a choice between nimbu pani and mango shake. And trust me, in my head, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा था which one do I pick, because it was a very difficult one. But anyways, I ended up picking nimbu pani. So
Nimbu pani is best.
let me put that to you as well. Nimbu pani or mango shake?
Nimbu pani is best.
Mango shake,
No, Nimbu pani is best.
nimbu pani. Wonderful. So North Indian, South Indian.
I think North Indian is best.
North Indian food, fantastic. So between Chinese and continental.
I think the continental is best.
Continental, got that. So now we know you. We know a little bit more about your choices. Now diving into the episode, it's called Success Principles by Successful Principles. And to begin with, you have been dealing with parents. I have been meeting parents for a long time. You know that every parent has this desire that their kids become successful. Now, what is your take? What does it take for a child to become successful in the real world? What's your take on that?
See, I think few things are there, and I used to discuss with the kids, parents also. You are supposed to have trust in your child. The first and foremost thing I used to tell the parents, in place of you are supposed to doubt, and you are supposed to make a question, raise a question against your child. Why not you start? You can say working in the opposite direction. You are supposed to trust your child. That is the first thing I used to you can share with the parents. You are supposed to trust on your child. Maybe sometimes the child is wrong, but ultimately when you trust your child will trusting you, and I think the child will come on the track, and child will not. You can say I think sometimes we are having that type of fear phobia. So kids are not going to be open up in front of the parents. So they go for you can say wrong things. So once you develop the trust system, they will open up in front of you, and they will not go for the wrong things, and they will not go in the wrong hands. There is one part is there. Second, I used to discuss with the parents also, teachers also. If the child is sometimes not following you, that's not a big thing. But the child is observing you, that is a big thing. It means the child is observing us because we are the role model for the child. As a parent, we are the role model for the child. If we are doing the wrong things and we are teaching them, you can say right. So I think the child is confused. Which one is right? The father is doing that is right, or the father is saying that is right.
Okay, correct.
So whatever you can say, I think you are doing it. So it is very important for that your child is observing you. So you should be very much clear. You can say in your you can say I think the action part, because the child is observing you as a role model. Why the child has to go for you can say some Bollywood, Hollywood, or you can say cricketer or other one you can say as a hero? Why not the child has to you can say, take you as a hero? The child should not say my mother is a hero for me. The child should not. Why not the child has to say my father is my hero? I have to you can say my child father is my role model. So ultimately, this will come only when you can say you have your trust in your child. When I think you believe that one, your child is observing you. That is very important. Next, I think when I discuss with them, you are making your child, you can say, future ready. So I think I'm not saying for that one because things are changing and it is a very fast speed that things are changing. What is your job is there? Suppose you are going to market, you take your child with you, and I think some transaction, something is going on in front of you. So it means your child is the part of, you can say, daily problem solving process. Whatever the problem daily basis you are facing it, maybe slowly he's learning it. So you are making your child, you can say, ready for the future. It means you are working on the problem solving skills, because all the time child should not, you can say, complain. All the time we should not complain,
True,
because to whom we have to complain.
true.
So it means we are supposed to be on the part of the problem solving, not just on the part of, we can say, problem creators. And I think sometimes we have to take care for that. We have to give quality time to our kids, because what we can give, big bungalow, big car, that is not, you can say, I think we are giving. We are supposed to. They need our time. That time we have to give. That is our, you can say, I think to give means you have to give your quality time. That is the big thing for the parents. Generally, they have everything, but they don't have time. So I used to discuss with them. If you just give, you can see, your time to your child, it is an investment for you. It's a big investment for you. So these are the few things are there. Next one, you can say, sometime I used to discuss with them also. You have to make your child the part of, you can say, some family issues are there. If you're sitting together and you take the opinion of your kids also, so it means your kids are, you can say, part of, you can say, decision making. So you're not all the time accepting their decisions, but you involve, you can say, in the decision making sometime. Later on, you can say it gives them confidence. And in life you can, they will be ready for, you can say, for the future one. So ultimately, because later on they're supposed to, sometimes they became, you can say, yes, they became IPS. I'm not saying they became, you can say, other, you can say, high positions, but the decision making power is very poor sometimes.
Hmm.
So it
True.
means from where this will come, from where the confidence will come. So it means when you involve your kids, you can say, with you, so I think they will get, you can say, the problem solving skill. That is, I think, lifelong it is required. It is not going to be changed. I think the decision making as a skill that I think you are giving. Sometimes I think in the teachers also you have to tell your child is replying the questions. So it means you are preparing the child for the answer. Why not you prepare the child for the question? How to question? If you prepare your child how to question, so it means it will be good for you, because the child has to read, then the child has to ask question. Then you can say reply is automatic, and say with the child. So ultimately, few things are there. So being a parent, being a teacher, we are supposed to work on that, and I think the things will change. Because first 9 years, generally I used to share with the parents, the 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. These nine years are there. These are very crucial one. First, we can say it is the role of the mother, 0 to 3. Then it is 3 to 6. It is a mother teacher. Then 6 to 9, it is a teacher. It means mother to mother teacher to teacher. This is a shifting from one level to another level is there.
Correct.
So it means mother is knowing about the child. She is handing over the child to the mother teacher, and mother teacher to the teacher. These 9 years are very crucial for the child. Whatever I think these years are these maximum time, I think we are supposed to work on the habit formation.
Correct.
If you're working on the habit formation, I think this goes in the subconscious mind. After 9 years, you are with your child or not, but everything you can say with the child is there. The child is with you. You're with your child or not, but the child you can say, always, you can say, take the parents with them. So ultimately, we
That's a
have,
very powerful point.
right.
That's a very powerful point you mentioned.
If 9 years you take care for a child,
Yeah.
90 years your child will take care for you. So ultimately, we have either, you can say, if 9 years you can say, I think, ignore your child. 90 years you have to, you can say, I think, you're making a child paralyzed, and you have to take care for your child. So ultimately, these 9 years are very crucial, you can say, for the child is there, and that is actual parenting is there. That is actual parenting.
I think these are very very powerful messages coming from your end, and all the parents out there. Don't you worry if your kids are beyond 9 years, you can still do the right things. You can still be a role model. You can still do still help them make decision making skills. And I like the fact that you spoke about when you're going out and probably buying groceries, your child can learn to make decisions right there. He can probably look at solving problems right there. He can learn all of that. So all the parents out there, it does whatever you are doing, your child is somehow observing you all the time. So being a role model is something which is a crucial point that's coming out. Now you did very well for yourself, and you worked with different institutions, got the schools wherein you worked, the schools came to a different level altogether, awarded with various accolades. Now, diving into your personal growth journey, what are some of your success mantras? What
See,
helped you?
first of all, I'm telling you, I belong to a middle class family. My father, he was in army, and maximum time I have spent with my mother. So I have seen that one, the role of mother is very crucial in the life of a child is there. No doubt, even you can say it is equally, you can say parent, father also.
Yes.
But ultimately, because maximum time in the childhood, the mother is with you. So if she is educated one, she is having exposure. I think in lot of things she can help you. Suppose today I'm talking about the value-based education. It means when my mother she used to, I think, go for these storytelling sessions. So I think I learned from there in the life of the child, these stories are very important. And these stories are not only stories, these are giving you indirectly the values in your life. So it means the child has to go with those values. That's why you can say today I'm saying the value-based school. I used to give the name, you can say value-based school. Ultimately, sometimes you can see was very much prayed for. You can say, I think the plants when my birthday was there. I have taken from that initiative when you can say I was in college. So I was the member of the nature club. Later on, as president, later on, as a principal, I started as a go green initiative. So I used to counsel the parents when your birthday, your anniversary is there, your child's birthday anniversary is there. You are supposed to, I think, go for the plantation. This is not you can say from somewhere else. It is only from the parents we got all these things as a you can say the child. Same thing we are transferring to the next generation. They are supposed to go for that. Suppose sometime my mother she used to take me to a temple and you can say go for that and something they have to give to others one from my hand. You give it. Sometimes I used to ask. They are saying ki everybody is asking the God, but all the time we are asking only. But when we have to give, हम हमेशा मांगते रहते हैं
Correct.
देंगे कब so they teach us to give also. So it means from here you can say the empathy or you can say compassion. We are learning from the parents. So ultimately, I tell the parents also, it is not, it will not come from somewhere else. When the birthday is there, when your anniversary is there, you go for the havan, you go for the plantation, you go to temple, you visit there.
Right.
गुरुद्वारा है मत्था टेकते हैं जाके अपना वो करें you give something to you can say the needy one. So
Yes.
ultimately the kids they learn you can say how to give also.
Correct.
So ultimately when I used to sometimes I tell you when you're going for party and this one you stop it. In case of that one, I think you are supposed to help you can some needy one, take them orphan, and we are supposed to go for that. And I think sometimes they feel also, yes sir, this is to be required. And I think sometimes we feel it. कि sometimes we'll say कि plumber ka job it is not a good job, mali ka job it is not good job. But I think in the new education policy, when you can say vocational education will come,
Yes.
so I think they will understand and they will respect. You can say the work.
Correct.
They are supposed to start. You can say respecting all the professions.
Right.
They will understand it. No profession is higher one. No profession is lower one. So ultimately, all these things we can learn from the parents. And these things are you can see in our subconscious mind when the parents they teach us you can say young age. And these are I think you take you can see in your life somewhere you can say these are the part of your success stories. So what I feel from my side, that's why I tell to parents also, please you go in that way, whatever you are carrying, your kids they're supposed to carry these things later on the large scale. So when they will be successful in their life, they will say, this I got from my mother. My father he taught me this one. My mother she taught me this one. So ultimately in their success story, your name should be there. It should not be others' name. Maybe others' name will be there, but your name should not be missed from there.
You,
So
it's
ultimately, being a mother, being a parent, father, being a parent, you are supposed to understand it. Yes, these things are there. So same thing I'm sharing with you. Sometimes I give credit to my mother also. So I used to tell because she's after you can say I think with me. I was supposed to join the defense. So she told me defense is not bad. The defense is equally good. But I think education is I think where you can give the shape. Choice is yours. You go to this side or you go to this side.
correct.
So ultimately, 31 year you can say I have invested. I think in this journey. And today I feel comfortable as a grandfather also, as a father also. I'm feeling comfortable. Yes, the decision of my mother, she was correct one. So ultimately, we are supposed to, I think, go for that.
That's a lovely point you made. All the parents out there, I'm really inspired by what you said, that when your child becomes a success story, eventually when he grows up and he becomes a success story, your name, you as a parent, you as a mother, you as a father, your name should definitely be there. And I think, yes, other names definitely can be there, but then first and the foremost, your name should be there, and that can only happen when you do the right things at the right age. When the kids are young, and when you are being the right role model, when you are helping them to learn the right things. You said something very beautiful. Yes, we celebrate birthdays, yes, we celebrate, and sometimes the birthdays can be grand and sometimes they can be simple. But what can definitely be learned on every occasion is the art of giving. एंड वो आपने बहुत अच्छा बोला कि हम ले तो लेते हैं, मांग तो लेते हैं, लेकिन देने में कहीं ना कहीं पीछे रह जाते हैं. And all the parents out there, a child learns to give, a child learns empathy and compassion, primarily from us. We are parents, I'm also a parent, so कहीं ना कहीं हमारा जो रोल है वो गिविंग सिखाने में, I think that's a huge one. And I really like that point that you brought it up. Now you also hear parents saying all the time कि uh, हमारे जो बच्चे हैं, how things will unfold for them, because competition is increasing, things are changing, new technologies are coming in, artificial intelligence is coming in, robotics coming in, machine learning coming in. So आने वाले टाइम में competition तो बढ़ेगा ही. That's something we cannot really deny. So what is your opinion? What skills should kids learn at an early age? बच्चे क्या चीजें जल्दी सीख लें that will really give them an edge when they really grow up? So what's your take on those skills?
See, first of all, I think we are lucky, or I think we second say we can say we are unlucky, because when you can say anything, technology is coming to India.
Yes.
We are lucky for that.
Yes.
But it is coming, can say, without do's and don't.
Yes.
In that case, you can say we are unlucky one.
Right.
Because sometimes you can say, I think the technology is coming. Yeah. We are not knowing pro and cons of it. So ultimately, what is there? If you know about, you can say, I think the child is there. If the child is 3 or 4 years old, you give, you can say, the Apple mobile in the hand of the child. I think within, you can say, few days or few hours, the child will start operating all the functions. It means somewhere you can say the child is made for, you can say, the technology. One. Second part, I think if we give side by side, you can say do's and don'ts. So I think he will be ready for the future. He will not misuse the technology. He will go for, you can say, the positive side. Sometimes you can say, whenever you can say, I think in schools I used to go, I used to start, you can say, the robotic lab. I used to go for, you can say, artificial intelligence. I used to go for, you can say, I think this one. So ultimately, sometimes the management used to ask me also, sir, AI तो अभी आया भी नहीं है. Sir, robotic, I think it is not, you can say, much useful for, you can say, the kids. I used to tell them, the coming time is coding one. The coming time, you can say, the smart home time is there. The coming time, you can say, it is a smart technology is there. And coming time is not, you can say, I think, with, you can say, what type of traditional, you can say, this method is there. So ultimately, sometimes I used to give them example also. It might be, you can say, take the case of the China, where I think the 8 years old child, he is earning millions because he is expert in coding. So it means, why not, you can say, you start in early age with your child. It might be, you can say, robotic. It might be, you can say, with the AI. It might be, you can say, coding with your child. So in case of your child will waste the time on, you can say, Facebook or social media and other one, the child will utilize, you can say, time in a constructive way. So ultimately, that culture we have to develop. The system we have to develop. And the coming time, this 21st century, it is century for, you can say, I think I should say this is for coding is there. If we say for the 20th century, it was for, you can say, the communication was there. But this is for, you can say, the coding is there. So ultimately, we have to understand it is the need of the time. It may be the Byju's is there. It may be the other one. These are there. The stakeholders are there. Whitehead Junior is there. Maybe other stakeholders are there. They're coming to say, I think, and helping. So ultimately, we have to understand it. We have to go with time. If we'll go, you can say, I think, either you can say somebody has to drag us. Yes. So why somebody has to drag our kids? Why not our kids, you can should run? So it means 21st century is century for coding is there. If you understand the century for coding is there, why not we are supposed to mentally prepared, mentally ready for that, and we start as working on that. What we do's and don'ts. So this is what I'm just because of thinking that one. Second one, I think the communication is there. So ultimately, I think that is the skill is there. It is not going to be, I think, going to be as a change. But ultimately, it is the basic requirement is there. So ultimately, you have to go for that.
Yes.
These are the basic things are there. I think these are not decorative one, but these are, you can say, I think the basic need is there. So ultimately, I used to tell the parents, the foreign language, it is not, I think, the decorative piece. It is simply the need of the hour is there. The child should know the foreign language. It may be, you can say, French is there, German is there, any language the child has to learn. It may be, you can say, equally important the child should learn about, you can say, Sanskrit. That is very good for, you can say, the brain development is there. So ultimately, here there's no controversy. If we are supposed to forget Hindi, we are supposed to forget Sanskrit, and we are supposed to go for English, we are supposed to go for, you can say, foreign language. That is not controversy. Controversy is, I think, not there. It is the child has to learn because the child is a global child. The child is not going to be restricted to, you can say, Rajasthan, Haryana, or NCR, or you can say state-wise, or you can say India, or that one. The child is a global child. He is a global citizen.
True.
So being a global citizen, I think as a parent, it is your job. You have to make him ready with technology and with the languages. What I feel.
That's these are decent inputs coming in. So all the parents out there, so communication is crucial. Coding is happening in 21st century. You also spoke about they're learning different languages, because I also feel that learning a language at an early age is easier comparatively. If we have to learn language today, can be a challenge, right? So kids can pick these things pretty early. Now NIS is known for a lot of initiatives that are being taken, and that's what provides you with happy parents and happy kids. Now little sneak peek into your school in terms of maybe an initiative or two that you can share that is being done at NIS and for the holistic development of the kids.
See, first of all, I think I used to believe in that. It is not only, you can say, the academic part. With
Yes.
academic, sports is equally important.
Yes.
And being the part of, you can say, this SAPA and that one, you can say the sport. And I think maybe on third you can say have, you can say, the webinar also, because I'm continuously, you can say, with them. So ultimately, I'm telling with the parent, it is not only the academics. It is the sports is there. It is, you can say, the cultural activities are there. It is the hobby classes are there. So ultimately, you have to engage the child in that way. The child should enjoy.
Correct.
In place of it should be, you can say, pressure for the child, the boring for the child.
Yes.
And that's why you can say, I think the new education policy, the government, the system has given the liberty also. With one subject, whatever you can say, other subject of your choice, you can take. You're not supposed to be have the constant for PCM, PCB, or you can say commerce, or you can say humanities. You're supposed to have, you can say, liberty.
Yes.
Because ultimately they're understanding the child. They're going with the child. You cannot, I think, create, you can say, restriction for the child. And you're supposed to make him free. A little bit, because where the interest is there. Same thing as I think the schools when I used to go, it is my first motive is what first I have to see, you can say, the institution, then I have to go, you can say, with the planning. In these 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, these are the planning is there, and accordingly, suppose first I used to take it. The child should be, can say, know about, you can say, the pride for, you can say, the uniform. If I'll put tie, if I'll put, you can say, proper, you can say, I think, the uniform. So I think kids will also, you can say, go for that. I teach them you are supposed to have respect for your uniform, because the uniform, it belongs to, you can say, you carry the name of the organization, the institute, and
Correct.
you are the institute. The child is feeling happy for that. My
Correct.
uniform means my institution.
Correct.
It means I will not put my, you can say, school down.
It's
So
a
they
matter of
respect
pride. It's my uniform. Yeah.
my uniform. So
Yeah.
it means they should go for that.
Yeah.
So it means you have to give the attachment. When the diary is there, I used to write my diary in place of school diary. So it
Yes.
means my page,
Correct.
my parents.
Correct.
So ultimately, the child has to connect. So
Correct.
first, my job is to connect the child with the organization. Once the child has association, connectivity with the organization, I think few things are solved. Next part, generally, I used to take care for that. When I tell, you can say, the kids, I used to tell see them, yes, sometimes some problems are there. So I used to go for the assembly, you can see the class wise, section wise. So 1 week, one section, complete section will come. There you can see the choir group, they have to conduct the morning assembly. From there only, so the anchor is there. From there only, the speakers are there. From on there only, the quiz master is there. So ultimately, complete class is working as a unit. When complete class is working as a unit and every person has to come and speak, it means all they have to help each other. If one is low also, he's not going to be criticized. One is high also, he's not going to be appreciated. But all they're helping each other. Either you can say the other system, you have some speakers, so those faces only you have to see. Other faces are going to be ignored. And other, if they're coming also, the other, they make the mockery of that. And if you make a unit, then they help each other. They come out. So I think everything is going to be perfect one. And I think slowly they develop because they became very confident. And the stage phobia that is out. Once stage phobia is out, I think lot of things you have done, and the parents they see their kids because daily I used to go for the recording, and I used to share with the parent. Today you can say child was in morning assembly, he was for the paper reading, he was for you can say news, he was for the GK question, he was the anchor. So it means when the parent is seeing the child on the screen and they feel happy for that, he is my child. Like, yes, he's your child. Because that time he's well prepared. That time his dressing sense is different. That time his language part is entirely different. The parents they feel surprised. They appreciate the school. They appreciate the teachers. Yes, sir, this is due to you persons. No, it is due to you because you're in the back. So ultimately, when the parents they think it, the school is helping in that way. Why not? We are supposed to help the organization. So it means then we can say it is a we both shoulder the responsibility. We both are the stakeholders.
It's a partnership. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership. So
I
they are
think
the stakeholder. So
exactly.
there, when the question comes from there, I used to tell it is not a, you can say I think criticism or you can say the problem from your side.
Correct.
You're making my you can say I think problems you can say easy.
Correct.
So ultimately, I have the type of you can say parents are there. So
Wonderful.
ultimately, when I see you can say kids are going for robotics, kids are going for computer classes, the kids are going for yoga, other arts and music and that one dance, and they used to come out and the shining on their face.
Yeah.
I used to see it. This is the real holistic development. And the child is going back. The child is going with this smiling face.
I think
And the child
that's
is
a very that's a brilliant outcome that you have given. The child is coming back from any of the classes, and he has that smile on his face. I think that makes a huge difference. So all the parents out there, one of the in the conversation that was happening, I picked up that message that if we can have in the how do I put it, if we can have our child respect the institution and have a great connect, uske liye, as a school and as a parent, it's a joint effort. If that can happen, a child will be able to do a lot of things, because he feels that pride. I'm a part of this institution and I really need to do something, while I'm here in the institution. So connect with the institution happens when the parent is equally involved. So these are all the parents out there. One has to really take care of that. And कई बार ये भी हो जाता है, given especially the pandemic situation, I saw that parents were like, that online learning might work, might not work, but if you see, teachers have worked pretty very very hard and made it a success. And now it's a choice that we need to make as parents, that we need to support our child in the whole learning journey. Now, and all the parents, I'm very sure that you picked up some valuable inputs. I'm sure you would have made some notes of these inputs. uh, the real result will come in when you start implementing these inputs in your real life. I know that some of you are already implementing, but yes, from a very different perspective, whatever you picked up, if you can start implementing them, that is where the difference will be seen. And I really want to thank you for, in fact, taking out your time and sharing these brilliant inputs. And all the parents out there, I'm thankful to you for actually learning and being a wonderful audience, learning and implementing. I think that's the key. Thank you very much. And so you took out your time. It is indeed a pleasure to have you on the show today with your inputs coming in, and
thank you.
looking forward to more such sessions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kajit. And I think you have taken the great initiative for the parents. And I think it is, I should say, it is not only, you can say, I think the parents, we are also thankful. You are, you can say, the medium to pass these messages. And I think you are bringing as a parents and you can say this teaching community together. And I think we are lucky enough, the type of persons are there. They're bringing, you can say, the parents and you can say the educators together. And you're a bridge for that. And I am really thankful to you. You're acting as a bridge and you're bringing both, you can say, together. And you're telling them you have to work together, you have to sit together, and you are supposed to plan together for the kids. So I think it is a wonderful idea from your side. Thank you very much for I think this wonderful opportunity. I'm really thankful to you.
Likewise, equally a pleasure, and thank you very much. And looking forward to more such sessions. Thank you, all the viewers. Thank you, parents. We will see you very soon on another episode of Success Principles by Successful Principals. Thank you for now.